All right, what's up, guys? I have successfully snuck into Geiser Brothers. I don't think anybody is around here today, so we're going to try to sneak around here and see what we can see. We got one truck over here in the fab shop, and then, wait, what's that? Oh, who do we got here? There is somebody here.
Somebody let you in or what?
Yeah, what's going on, man? The door was open, so I just kind of, walked in.
Brought the dog for a walk.
Oh, yeah.
Thought we'd just cruise down the shop and...
What's going on around here? You guys got a few cars in here.
You know, we are full blast, and of course Baja right around the corner.
Yeah.
So we got some trucks going down to Baja and a couple pre-runners already down there. But you know, really just, man, lots going on, a lot of good stuff, you know. Cool.
Well, we'll start over here. What's this thing? What do we got going on here?
This is brand new. For some reason, we're in pre-runner mode.
Pre-runner mode.
Building new luxury pre-runners for guys. So this one is probably maybe a month away from going to powder coat.
Yep.
But this one's for Greg Nunley, so it's a full-blown luxury pre-runner that's really been a lifelong project, but
yep,
we're all good moving forward. So Dugan's motor, King shocks, all the good stuff, you know, Rancho tranny.
Yeah, these things are definitely nice. They once they get interior in them and everything, they're almost too nice to get dirty down there.
It's really sad. You do a lot of super nice work and nice welds, and then you just got to cover up most of it with powder coat, with the interior and stuff like that. So but, this one's, like I said, this one's maybe about a month away or so from going to powder coat.
How many of these have you guys built now, these pre-runners?
We built 8 that are done and gone, and then it goes in cycles. I think that's how it is in life of everything. But
yep,
you know, nobody calls about a pre-runner, and then all of a sudden we're building 5 of them.
That's crazy.
So we'll show you the other ones since you snuck in. We'll get a little peek of some that are already powder coated, some that are close, and but yeah, we got plenty going. We got a brand new 6100 going. Or that we're getting ready to start right the week after Baja. We'll start on it. And yeah, lots of good projects going.
Cool. Well, let's see what else you got around here.
So sheet metal department. You know, so we do all the sheet metal, all the aluminum work, all the dashes, for really race cars and pre-runners. All gets done right here.
Yep.
Fab shop, fixture tables. This is a new 6100 for, maybe I can't tell you yet.
That's right.
We'll just keep it,
it's a new 6100 for somebody.
Yeah, and it'll be good. Sheet metal dash for one of the pre-runners, so that'll get finished up and then bolted. You know, that's all removable now.
Okay.
Instead of the old ones, we used to weld all that stuff in, and it was really hard to get to for the electrician, for, you know, GPSs and all that. So this will bolt into the cars now.
Yep.
So you could do all the interior, you know, if it's covered with leather or, you know, pleather or
whatever they want.
Whatever you put on it. Yeah, it'll be you know, so it's easy to bolt in there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
totally makes sense.
Now we're in the prep shop. So here's
got a few cars in here.
Yeah. Here's the Matney G6 that Josh Daniel just drove for the Parker 2-day race.
Yep.
So we ended up pretty good with that. I think we get 6th on Saturday and we won on Sunday.
Okay.
So,
this is a 2-wheel drive, right?
2-wheel drive.
Yep.
Here's Matney's 4-wheel drive. So it's ready to go. It's ready to go. He just he hasn't been racing because he had a heart surgery, and so they're and they got a couple of big business programs going. So Clyde will be racing the 1,000 with the twin engine truck, and then Justin will start back up next year. So
okay.
they got a big casino / hotel that they're been putting all their money into, and so now they're finally getting over that to move forward, go back having some fun. So.
Perfect. Well, it'll be good to see these guys back in the dirt. They've been, been around for a while. We always see a lot of cars in their stable in the dirt.
yeah, it's going to be, it won't be, RPM with 5 cars every race.
Yep.
Might be 2 or 3, but not a big super team that really, they did really good. They conquered a lot. They won a lot of races, won a lot of championships, and a lot of good drivers that they had on the team.
Yeah.
And so they, but yeah, it was a good run and a good, keep it all going. Now they're gonna sort of make it a little more fun, I think, for them rather than a big liability of everybody.
Yeah, a little less stress.
Oh, money. You can imagine some teams, come with 1 truck, 2 trucks.
Oh yeah.
Imagine the money that was spent to manage that.
Oh, full field of every class. It seemed like at some of those races they had. So.
That would be if you were a dream racer.
Yeah.
Have 1 in every class. So.
Yeah. So what do we got here?
This is a new. It's a couple races old, but the Gaunt boys in California, Gaunt Motorsports.
Okay. 6100.
6100, and they had one of our older 6100s, and they decided they wanted to go bigger and better. So this has all the newest, newest stuff on it, and in the G6 platform. So it's carbon fiber, which we do right here in house.
They do your own carbon.
Yep, we do our own carbon.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, everything pretty much 90% of it gets done right here in house. All the welding, all the fab, all the carbon fiber stuff, all the sheet metal, all the wiring we sub out.
Yep.
Mostly Mark from Wire Fab and James Lynn.
Yep.
Most of the
Couple big names in the sport.
most of that stuff. And we can do headers, but we don't do headers. Just because of time, and we got a guy that comes and that's all he does is the headers.
Yeah.
So, and he does a great job. So we don't complain so.
Perfect.
But all the engineering, all the drawings, all the CAD work is all done right here. So this car, pretty much everything is laser cut in the computer, down to body mounts. All this stuff is all, either CNC'd or laser cut. And if somebody needed a body mount, we got them.
It's easy to replace, quicker.
Yeah, this panel pretty much going to be the same on all the cars. All this. We had special, not special, but guys in Australia that we deal with, PWR.
Yep.
Which is coolers and radiators and stuff. They built us special coolers just for this car. Like, if we said, hey, we want a 16.5 by 20 or 20 1/4 or whatever with this fan on it, this thick, this wide, this tall, they've accommodated with everything for cooling stuff. So
Perfect. It makes it easier to get it all just
well,
make it fit custom.
It's a special G6 engine oil cooler, and it's built. Same with the power steering cooler. It's a billet. The end caps are billet. Has a pop-off valve in it. Has the fins, instead of like a regular cooler, has like a stamped fin. This is an extruded fin, so it's very high pressure. Takes a lot of pressure to do it. So
Yeah, makes sense.
but yeah, like I said, all the sheet metal, everything coming about on this car was we built. You've asked, how many trucks have we built?
Yeah, how many trucks have you guys built total?
This is number 73.
73. There you go.
So imagine the first one we were excited about. The second one got better. The third one, the fourth one. This come down to about number, say, 60-ish, 65, let's call it. And we started making notes of if we were going to build a new truck, what would you change, you know? Make this, you know, I'm saying this, but make this a little higher, a little wider, you know, more room for exhaust, to, you know, a better gas tank, a better fuel system, a better, you know, lower center of gravity, more access panels, better traction, you know, motor location, you know, just, I'd say, if we took everything of a car that we had built before and said, we're going to build it better, what would we do? So
Yeah.
the new G6 is that, you know, you build the old cars, we welded a piece of tubing on for the light bar. This is a billet piece. This is a billet piece, and it's, you know, has a fixture that holds it on locations on the car.
Much easier to change it to if it needs to get changed out. Someone rolls it or something, and just bolt a new one in theory.
Something where we got more repeatability of this guy's light bar. We could build the light bar in the fixture room, and it will fit on this car, and it'll fit on every G6 we build.
Yeah.
You know, so
Totally makes sense. Who had the very first truck that you built?
the very first truck was a guy, John Herder, that used to race. And then that truck is now Cameron Steele's, I believe it's number 14
Okay.
or 16, depending on what race he is.
Yeah. Cameron's always changing it up.
But that's the very first truck that we ever built that's really still in commission and still racing and still doing good and still, you know, competitive.
That's
really.
pretty cool that they're
Now,
on 70 and they're still around.
It's 90% the same truck and 10% updated. But literally the same. That truck went through a couple different versions of, not really with us, but other people working on it, where they cut the front off and they put a different front end on it, and then we cut that off and we put our front end back on it. And so it's been through a little bit of change, but same truck, same build, and
What year was that built in?
99.
99. All right. So over
imagine
20 years.
They still last. Yeah, it's a 20-year-old
20-year-old truck that's still
right
racing.
there. Yeah, still right there.
That's pretty cool.
Bill Dosela saw that truggie that we built for Herder at Laughlin and walked up and handed me a check. He says, "I'm second in line." So
number 2 was Tavo.
number 2 was Gus.
Yeah, or Gus
It
is,
was
yeah.
a truck that they won the 1,000 with, the point-to-point 1,000 maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yep.
And then they retired it.
Okay.
Supposedly never race again. They got it maybe in one of their shops or museums or something that they got going. So.
Cool.
But that was number 2. Then it was, I remember Donnie Roberts and Shepard and Pete Soren. You know, the
three-seater.
Pete.
Yeah. Did you guys ever build another one of those, or was that the only one that was built?
Three-seater.
Only three-seater.
Yeah, Pete was the only one that was messed up enough to,
Yeah.
to want 3 seats in there, or to sit on top of the tranny.
In between your legs. Yeah.
I don't know if it's. And the cool thing, Pete was a really good guy and good friend of mine. That you know, I raced with him the first year with that truck, so maybe I wasn't very smart either.
You were sitting over the training too.
Yeah. This old Freerunner we're just redoing, freshen up, you know, freshen motor and training and some inside electronics and paint, and, you know, pretty much like just a fix up prep.
Yep.
Prep
Make it
deal.
new again.
Yeah, make it all fresh again.
Perfect.
Here is the famous twin engine truck of RPMs.
Oh yeah, the twin engine. So there's one in the front and one in the back.
Yep, correct. All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Does the front one control the front or the rear?
Front motor drives the back wheels. Back motor drives the front wheels.
All right. So where are the transmissions? Are they just next to each other, offset?
So they're ones. Yeah, so everything's crooked. As in motor, tranny, drivetrain. So the front motor's a little offset to the, let's say, the passenger side.
Yep.
Tranny's a little bit crooked. Goes to the rear end with the offset rear end drive. And the rear motor is stuck in here.
Let's see if we can see it maybe.
See it.
Got the panels on. Yep.
It's in there.
In the middle there.
Yep. It's underneath that hidden cover.
Yep.
2 radiators, 2 ECUs, goes, that talks to another ECU to control everything. So if it has 1 gas pedal, 2 Motec dashes, and everything is controlled by that 3rd computer, for wheel slip and traction control and,
How much fuel does it use? Obviously twice the amount, or not as much?
Stock 525 LS motors.
Yep.
It gets 2 miles a gallon like a big block, or big Dugans, or big small block, 474.
Yeah.
It gets about 2 to 2.5. Same, so really if you took let's say a big block that makes 1,000 horsepower, we can run regular gas, 2 525 horse motors. We're making the same power. Weighs a lot more, and not a lot more, but it weighs.
Yeah, it's got 2 engines. It's gonna be more. So what made you guys build this? Was this like a hold my beer, watch this, or what was this about?
We had a competition of what was the silliest, craziest thing we could do. No, really. It was,
yeah, what was the point of it, or what was the goal?
Clyde called me. It was late at night one night, and I think they were gambling or they were playing cards, and he said, "Rick, I want to build a truck with 2 engines." And I'm like, "Clyde, I think there's a movie, Yes Sir, or Yes Man, or something."
Yeah.
So these people call up with crazy ideas, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, that is no problem. We could do that easy." Well, it wasn't that easy. Pretty much my brother. So we talked about it the other day. But 2 motors, 2 LS3s showed up, and I had one of my guys take them out of the boxes. We put them on a pallet, and I put them back to back, and I bolted trannies to them. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Nothing. I'm just checking some stuff out." Literally, he didn't know nothing what was even going on. So then Clyde had sent me some money, and some parts started showing up, and I said, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And he's like, "What's up?" And I go, "Well, the 2 motors that are sitting over there on the floor, Clyde wants us to build a trophy truck, all-wheel drive with 2 motors in it." He's like, there's literally no way. Call him back. Tell him you're not doing it. That's the stupidest thing. You're going to ruin our name. You're going to stinking just, and you know what? Matter of fact, I'm not working on it. So I go, "You know what? Here's what I need you to do. I need you to build me the chassis. Leave all the inside out. Leave the X out of the back. Above, we have 2 support tubes where the motor would go." I said, "I need you to build the tranny, or build the chassis, and then I'm gonna have somebody else put it together." He's like, "You're an idiot. I can't even believe that you're even thinking this, that you can even do this." So we start working on it. One of the guys that worked for me built this whole car. Jeff he wouldn't touch it. He wouldn't even look at it. The guy quit like a week before. It ran, it drove, everything. It wasn't finished, and the guy ended up quitting. And so Jeff had to finish it.
Uh-oh.
Jeff raced the truck, tested the truck. Clyde never even saw this thing until the Baja 500, must be 2 or 3 years ago. But it had all changed by then. I'll do a quick story on that. But Jeff ended up putting 1,000 miles or more on this truck, just testing and playing. But we did maybe some of you guys know Pat O'Keefe, Safecraft guy that owns Safecraft, that had the trophy trucks, and he bought a truck off of me, and we put a V6 Eco Diesel, compound turbos, 50 or 70 pounds of boost, Albin's gearbox. He raced the Baja 1000 with it, and I think the guy that raced with him running into a ditch, and they ended up not finishing. But it was this little tiny motor. Made a lot of power. wouldn't go nowhere because it was a too small motor. But with the gearbox, man, you'd take off out of say the parking lot here, and by the time you got halfway through the parking lot, you better start shifting because it's smoking the tires and going, Go down the street and it's like, just the nicest, smoothest, keep shifting and going. And a joke, he said 1,000. I think we shifted 50,000 times.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of shifting.
Yeah, a lot of gears. Because its power band was like, a diesel only revs 4,500 RPM. It didn't start going till 3,000 or 3,500 RPM. So you only had this little window to keep it going.
Power band, yeah.
Power band. Well, Clyde saw the Eco Diesel here one time when they came here, and he's like, "What is this?" I go, "Well, it's a little motor putting in this truck. I need you to order a couple of those. I think the twin needs a couple of those." We started out, it was a twin engine diesel. And then it ended up, and it had the stock turbo on each one. It literally wouldn't go. It was like, you go all the way through the parking lot and finally it would start taking off. So then we took the converters out. We had custom converters made. We had gear ratio changes. We worked on it for 6 months doing that. And it ended up that, what the motor needed? It needed twin turbos.
Yep.
So we took the single turbo, we built twin turbos on both of them. Well, that really didn't help much. So then what's the next thing you do to a diesel? You put a supercharger on it. So we put superchargers on both motors. Now we got supercharged twin turbo diesel motors that was really fun to drive. Same thing, it still didn't have that bottom end. So then we got with Garrett turbos, and we got 2 custom variable vane billet fans, and we put them on, and it was like a crazy vehicle then. And ended up, we blew up 7 motors.
Oh, wow.
To make it fun. We blew heads off, manifolds off, pistons, rods. We got piles of V6 diesel motors.
Oh, that's not good.
So we're like, "Hey, Clyde, I think we're done with this." To race the Baja 1000, point to point, the most we ever went was 100 miles with the other packages. So
yeah, that's not very good.
we put 2 LS motors in here. It's been the stinking best truck we've had. Super reliable. The motors go bad. We just buy a new motor for $8 or $9 grand.
You just buy a crate engine.
Yeah, we bolted in there, and we go to the Baja 1000 point-to-point race, and we made it to 1,050 mile marker, and the gearbox on the front drive, broke off the tranny, broke the output shaft out of the tranny. Clyde said, "We burned up both trannies. We hit the highway. We're going to the house." He drove it on the highway to the house.
Oh, no.
When all he had to do is shut off the one engine, and he could have drove to the finish line.
On a rear-wheel drive.
On the rear engine.
Yeah.
Or on the rear
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
So,
Oh, bummer.
yeah, so after that, it was good. And it's been good. We've won 2 championships, or really, if we go the Baja 1000, we won the Baja 500 in the Legends class in it.
Is this racing this year's Baja 1000?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we raced the 500 with it, and we won the Legends class in that, and then we'll go to the 1000 now.
So what does this thing weigh?
I can't tell you.
Okay, top secret.
Imagine
Did
a
it max the scales out?
Imagine a tank.
Yeah.
I think 7,100.
7,100. All right. Yeah, it's a little up there.
No, sorry. With the diesels was 7,100. With this, it's 6,900 and something.
Oh, that's much better.
But yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
So, once you took off all the turbos, the 4 intercoolers, the supercharger, even though the motor was real small, for some reason it all added up to a lot of weight. So.
Yeah. Well, at least it's dialed in now, it seems like.
Yeah,
so take it to the 1,000 and have some fun.
Good. We built us a new, bigger bumper. Got new KC lights on there that we won't tear off. We got a new Ron Davis radiator in there that we won't screw up. So
there you go.
It's going to be Clyde, my brother Jeff, and then Nick Vanderway.
Cool.
For the bottom of the house.
Well, hopefully they have a good race in it then.
Yeah, let's hope so. Testing went good, so we're looking forward to it.
Perfect.
It's just a little machine shop, little manual mills and lathes, oven for hubs, you know, doing bearings and stuff. So it's just a little playhouse, you know, kind of thing. Here's this drill press I bought in 1981.
1981.
Still works. Still works.
They don't make the new ones like that.
No, well, that was probably made in Taiwan or something. So
yeah,
that was when maybe they had a little better metal or something. Now we move on to, we talked about more pre-runners over there. Here's a brand new pre-runner we just got back a week ago from Powder Coat. So this is let's say the new generation of pre-runner. So has a little bit of G6 stuff added into it. This one's for Tony Smiley.
Okay.
Smiley Motorsports. So this will get a big Dugans and Fox shocks and a lot of good stuff. So,
yeah, it's cool to see what they look like now, and then when they're finished, they're just
whole different.
It's totally different.
That's where I was this morning. I was trying to sell a used pre-runner to a guy.
Yeah.
He came down yesterday, and I said, that pre-runner I got in my house, you can't really see all the details and all the stuff, but come down the shop. We got one that we're building, ones that's powder coated, ones that's part done, and so you can see a lot of that stuff. Same, another pre-runner.
Yep.
This one's a little bit more crazy. Got a big block in it. Here you can see this is a regular F-150, but we've cut and extended it 9 inches, I think. Just part of the cab so that we could put 4 seats in it.
So 4 seats, and it's not the double cab, it's just the extra cab. Yeah.
It's still an extended cab, not the big 4-door. We've built a couple of them, and they end up really way too long.
Yeah.
So this car is, you know, the guy said, I got to have 4 seats, but I don't want to, you know, bus, you know, take a limousine to the...
Yeah, keep the wheelbase kind of the same as the other ones, but be able to fit 4 people in it.
Exactly. So this one's going to be a little bit, you guys will see it in the, hopefully later this year, first of next year. But it's going to be a show, nice, all the money spent, big block, I think.
Top of the line, everything on it.
600 cubic inch big block that made over 1,000 horsepower, that made over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque with regular gasoline.
Oh, wow.
Paddle shift, like I said, 4-seater.
Full interior, of course, just like all of them.
Yeah, full interior, full, you know, like I said, all that you can spend.
So if somebody wanted to order one of these, how much, like obviously there's so many variables, approximately how much of these ones?
$550 to
as much as you want to spend?
High 6s.
Yeah, okay. And what's the weight on these things now?
They're weight time-wise?
Yeah, time-wise. If someone ordered one today.
It takes a year to build them.
Okay, a year.
So if you said, Rick, I want one right now, it would be about a year from now.
Okay.
So before it got finished.
Yeah.
Can we do it quicker? Yeah, it just doesn't turn out as nice.
Yeah, you don't want to rush it.
You know, it's just tricky little stuff. This one has we got a really good sheet metal guy, Nick, that was built hot rods, but you know, the stock thing comes with like a plastic
valance thing. Yeah.
They don't really fit the fiberglass hoods. Nick built a steel. You know, he did all the extension on the back and stuff, but just like brackets and little.
Just the amount of time that goes into all that stuff really adds up.
You know, it's a little wraparound, a little thinking billet. You know, this is for the core support. Goes into here and onto these little billet guys here, where, you know, some of them we have tubes that slip on, you know, but it's just little cleaner stuff like that. Oh, you know what? We'll see the CNC shop in a little bit here, but
okay.
You know, to build that makes a better part. There's another billet piece that goes over this to hook it on, you know. But it's just all them the little things that
Takes time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to put it together. But same thing, a little bit of G6 front, lower shock mount, you know, so it's, you know, good stuff, so.
Cool. These things are definitely nice.
Yep. Of course, tire department, you can see. This is a little chemical room and welding room over there, or not welding, but, you know, bottles and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
storage.
This is the red line, Jack's Red Line. If you guys haven't heard about him, younger kid, 15 years old.
Yeah, gets to drive a trophy truck at 15 years old. I think everybody is jealous of him.
Driving him at 14. And, this was one of the old RPM rally truck that we call it rally that Abdali raced.
Okay.
So.
Why is it called a rally truck? Is it a little lower or something?
Yeah, this was say a newer version. Yeah, new race line forged wheels. I don't know if you can get a better video of that. That's brand new. I believe we have the first ones.
There you go. See something new.
Yeah. But so this car is, you know, I say lower slung, lower to the ground, little different motor positioning, some other stuff. But this is the one that, like I said, that Abdali raced. They're teamed up. Abdali and Jack's teamed up for the 1,000. So that'll be a.
So this thing just got back from testing, obviously. That's why it.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's prepped for the 1,000. Painted, ready to go. And so we'll clean it up on Monday and Tuesday, and we leave on Wednesday. So it's.
All right. So in a couple days, this thing will be down in Baja.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. Cool to see Abdali helping Jax out. I'm sure he's giving him some pointers. Abdali's driven, your guys' trucks for a while, so definitely helps.
Yeah, come on in here a little.
Okay.
Outside there was a bunch of shelves with all laser cut parts for spindles and A-arms, and same thing in here is a bunch of machine parts and laser cut parts. But this is, we call it the fixture room. So building, trailing arms to spindles to lower A-arms to, sun visor kits to.
Sun visor kits, those are actually very helpful.
Oh yeah.
People don't know, and then once they have them, they're like, "Oh wow, how did I go so long without these?"
Pretty much. Yeah.
One of the little extras.
Yep. So here's some trophy lower A-arms, partial here, and then but all this stuff we got, is all in the computer now. So not too many people know. Me and my brother built the first couple of trucks, maybe not the couple, all hand bent, hand coped, stuff like this stuff on the A-arms. We used to cut all this out with a hole saw on that drill press or on a mill. We had a different mill, but imagine how long that would take.
Yeah, the amount of time saved.
The amount of time to cut this out, to hole saw all these holes. We had a plasma cutter, aluminum patterns. We'd lay the pattern down with a Sharpie. We'd cut that out with a plasma cutter. We'd sand that on a Burr King sander on the outside of it, and then we would put on the A-arm, weld it all on. So all these pieces we cut out by hand, sanded, drilled the holes in this. How long would it take to cut that oblong hole? Hole saw and then sand it.
Oh yeah. And you'd never get it perfect.
This part, I just remember it took a week to build a pair of lower A-arms. We build these now in about 3 or 4 hours. And then it takes a day. It takes about 12 to 14 hours just to weld one.
Amount of weld time.
Yeah. But this part probably took 2, 3, 4 hours, let's say, to build.
Yep.
Build one of these.
By hand.
We can laser cut this. We stack these up 4 or 5 at a time. Everything comes bent now. So the efficiency of building this part to what we built in the, in the past was, this part would take about a week to build, let's call it.
Yeah.
Now we're building these in a day and a half.
That's crazy, the amount of time and money and effort and everything saved. And it's just so precise now with everything being on the computer too.
I mean, everything like this part, you know, that comes from the laser cutter bent, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit in, but it, you know, it sits in and
gets welded.
Yeah, we weld it in there. You know, these pieces are everything is, you can see the keys on the, I think they call them tangs or keys, but
Yep.
everything is.
So it just pieces together like a puzzle.
Yeah, and my guys are still complaining that it's really hard to do, you know? But yeah, the stuff is.
Yeah, you can see the cutouts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Comes together and it sits in there, you know?
Yep.
So, I think that door's locked.
Very
We'll
cool.
have to go outside and do
All
that.
right.
This is for another project we're doing, so dyno track rear end.
Got a lot of projects going on here.
Crazy stuff, yeah. A lot of avenues, you know, especially
Yep.
with this stuff that's going on. Yeah, here's all the A-arms, you know. If somebody needs an A-arm, we can have an A-arm. And if we don't have them sitting here, we can have them any part for our truck in a week at the longest, you know.
Very cool. Yeah,
So.
someone needs it last minute and can get done.
Yeah, pretty much. In here, we do, so we do outside work too, but for every one of the trucks, we do all the differentials, you know, service or changing gears or whatever. We service all the shocks, so King shocks, and I mean, we got a set in here to finish up.
Yep.
But
So it's all in-house. You don't have to send these out and
Yeah,
wait
we're
for them
not-
to come back. You guys
no.
just get it done.
yeah, you send. We love King, we love Fox, we love all them guys, but you know they're busy too doing their thing.
Yeah.
We send these shocks to King to get serviced, and hey, where's the shocks? Oh, we'll get them unboxed, you know. And so now it's like, oh, to be efficient, money wise, time wise, these guys want to go racing.
Yep.
We got to do everything in house.
Yep.
So it's.
Well, it makes sense. It's just quicker. You don't have to box them. You don't have to
Yeah,
ship
we
them.
got-
You just get
we got,
them together.
You know, I'd say the stuff's pretty organized. This is all shock.
Oh yeah, valving.
Shock cabinet
Yep.
stuff. King over here, Fox over here, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't do the work. So, you know,
You don't have to anymore.
Yeah. You know, we got a lot of good guys that work here that have been here for a long time. That man, they love the stuff. They want to go win. They want to do a good job, and it's.
How many of you guys have working here?
You know, right now I think I got 12 guys.
Yep.
Before the COVID thing, we had 20. Just the races slowed down. The people decided to get, I say, real jobs, you know, which I couldn't imagine having a real job. You know, all my life and all Jeff's life, and now, of course, Jeff's kid, Corey. The guys that we got working here are you know, I don't even have to be here, and the thing just goes like clockwork. Of this guy that works on JW, that works on on Justin's trucks over there, he literally knows what to do.
Yeah, you don't have to babysit
They
anybody.
give me a parts list. I come here and I get them parts, and I organize and do paperwork and do whatever, and keep the ball rolling. But they have a plan here, and they know that truck's racing the Baja 1000, and what do we got to do, and how do we do it, and you know, sometimes they gang up, and but pretty much one guy works on each car, so you don't get that. I didn't put the tranny in. I mean, it fell out, but I didn't really put. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you worked on that truck. You know how it is and what it is, and you know they go testing with it, and they go, you know, they take them to the race. And they babysit them, and so it's really a full package deal of what they got going on.
Yeah, makes sense. Keep them with it. And then it's the same thing. They know if something's at one race, they know exactly what it was doing the race before.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Here is this is a older truck that we are redoing to go to Australia. So we got, we'll have 10 trucks in Australia, 9 trucks in Australia now.
Well, that's quite a few over there.
So every year we go over there. I take a couple guys over, and you know, it's everybody says you're going over there to screw around and vacation. And no, it's like all work. We don't mess around. We Well, maybe
A little bit. The biggest difference is this. What is this doing on this side here?
Yeah.
Of course.
She's right-hand drive.
Right-hand
It's got
drive.
a big Albin's gearbox in it. 6-liter motor, so they're limited to 6-liter motor. Whatever it is, a V8 can be up to 6 liters. So it could be a Chevy, it could be a LS motor, it could be a...
They have like some Nissans and all kinds of stuff over there.
well,
Don't they?
the
Some
twin
other
turbo
stuff.
is Nissan, they call it.
Oh, Nissan.
Nissan. Matter of fact, why don't you go with us next year?
Maybe. That's a long plane flight. I don't do planes.
Dude, it ain't that bad. It's down to, if we fly to Brisbane,
Yeah.
it's only 15 hours.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, I could sleep that long.
Yeah, no, well, I don't. It's really, I've been, I think I've been 10 times now.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them things. If you want to get there, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to just do it.
So, you going?
I should. I really should.
You should.
I should.
I tell you, it's a...
Yeah.
We
could do some of these. We could sneak into some people's shops over there and check out some race
say
teams
this
and stuff.
on the internet or anything.
Oh, I don't think anybody will see this.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
As long as my wife doesn't watch any of this, which maybe she will. We did one time. We went out to the Great Barrier Reef and went scuba diving.
Yeah.
We go see everything in Sydney. The Opera House, to all the lights, to the to shops. We go out to this beach and we have pizza and ice cream. Manly Beach, that's one, we did that. So my family's been there. I sent Jeff over there. I go, hey, Jeff, you want to go back over there? Nope. I'm like, all right, well, then I got to go. So.
Well, there we go. So maybe I'll have to go over there with you guys.
It's a good time.
Who owned this truck before?
This was Gaunt.
Somebody asked.
6100 that we saw earlier.
Yep.
This was their first 6100. They've had buggies and, they raced motorcycles and stuff like that. But this was a Gaunt. This was a Smiley first 6100. First Geiser thing that he bought was this truck. And then he bought another 6100. And then he bought a trophy truck. And then he bought another trophy truck. So we sold off the 61s. And
yep.
So this was a Gaunt 6100. Corey Howell that raced a black truck, said Amcor on the side of it, raced here in the States. He sold that to the Redline guys, and he said, I'm done racing. Hey, let's buy this truck. And so we bought this truck, and then Fink didn't happen this year, so he's like, I don't want to spend no more money right now. Just let's get it done, but let's not rush nothing, and airplane, air flighted over there. And
oh, yeah.
So it ended up that it's really sort of just been like a put on the back burner, and I feel bad a little bit, but we need to get it.
Yeah, it'll be nice when it's done.
It'll be a good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good truck. And, but some stuff is, with all the stuff that we have going on, if you needed a cantilever to make the shifter work, we just build it.
Yep.
So that's all done in-house up front in the CNC shop.
Just designed and built here.
That's a
yep. The shift.
A gizmo
linkage.
for the shifter.
Yep.
So it's like I said, we can pretty much do anything we want, and we can do it right now and right here.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely makes it easy. You don't have to wait for somebody else. You just get it done.
Yep. Hi, John.
What's going on?
El Negro's MSAT works fine.
Really?
I've got a call.
You tried calling them?
Yeah, they didn't answer. I got to call them Monday.
little
and
office here?
Download the talk groups.
Okay.
Has anybody bought more trucks from you than Jesse Jones?
No, he's the winner.
Yeah, Jesse's the winner.
Yes, he is the winner.
Clyde.
Oh, no, Clyde.
Oh, wait, Clyde? Okay.
Yeah.
Did he?
Sorry, yeah, I screwed that up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Jesse's not the winner. Clyde's definitely the winner.
Yep.
And the game plan is we're in the drawing stage of a new all-wheel drive for Matney.
A new all-wheel drive for Matney.
Yeah.
With just one motor?
Can't tell you.
Can't tell us.
6
Uh-oh.
maybe.
6 motors.
And we have another
wow.
project going too, so it's going to be a good. Next year will be good. This in here, you don't need to really go in here.
Okay.
It's just we have a full paint shop, so body work. you know, we hang up body work in here, we take it in there, we sand it, we prep it, we bolt it on the car.
Yep.
The cars come back, we take the body off, we wash it, we hang them up. So,
Inside no Negro works fine.
huh?
Inside no Negro works fine. I just gotta have the tongue download.
Mag machine.
Mag machine?
Air jack going to Baja. This is the autoclave for carbon fiber.
Okay.
So if you come here,
There's some carbon.
fiber, you know, we messed up the scoop, so we just built a new one.
Yep.
You know, light, tough. This we can. No, I shouldn't even say that. I was saying we can hide bodies in here, but this is where we keep all the carbon. So it's
So this is the carbon before you make something out of it.
yeah. So this is
Yeah, so it has to be kept frozen or cold?
Pre-pegged carbon.
Yeah.
So it's it has its own glue and stuff in it.
Okay.
You could do carbon, you know, 2 layers, 10 layers, carbon. Here's Kevlar, yellow Kevlar, and then there's glass. So it's carbon fiber Kevlar, which is just Kevlar windings in it,
Yep.
and then sort of a fiberglass material to put it together. But
So the Kevlar maybe used around like the transmission panels or just some of the
really just
other
strength.
things, just
It's
for
strength.
strength. Yeah.
So you do the carbon on the outside, and that's the color you see there.
Okay.
If you really look hard, you can see the yellow through it if it's thin enough.
Yep.
But so this stays in here. Pretty much, you build your panel, you bag it, you wrap it, you foam it, and you put it in the oven. You know, sounds like an easy process.
Yep.
It's very expensive, very time consuming, very. It's probably not very good for you to breathe it and eat it. You know. But that's what this is.
Cool.
Come in here's a little storage room. This is where we build a lot of engine, accessory,
Oh yeah, dry plates and
drive
stuff.
plates and pulleys and you know. So in here's our inventory of that kind of stuff. So pulleys, air filters, a lot of CNC parts, motor plates, mid plates. Yeah, here you go. Here's our. This is a good show. Here is G6 mid plate.
There you go.
So lighter, smaller, sort of more, let's say more thought up. Here is the original Geiser motor plate. So you can see the
the difference.
differences there.
Yeah, this one's a little smaller.
Yeah, it might be.
A little more clearance around the sides.
Yeah, correct. More. So what happened there was, so we moved the tubes in for the tunnel by the tranny. Gives you more leg room, better for the driver.
Yep.
This is lighter, not really needed, less span, so it's stronger for flexing, stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know?
makes sense.
This is we haven't finalized them yet, so nobody's seen them yet. But we got
Exclusive look.
we got an air jack.
Yep.
Weighs 3.5 pounds for a UTV.
UTV air jack.
Quick disconnect, little aluminum cylinder, but that'll fit every UTV. We've got just little different adapters that can go on the top.
Yeah, for the pads or on the top or whatever.
This thing is a 2-stage air jack for a UTV that as soon as we figure out the regulator,
Yep.
they'll be on the market.
There you go.
We got 30 of them already made.
In
I think
stock.
they weigh 3. You have to hold on to that. I think it
Oh,
weighs 3,
wow.
3 pounds.
Yeah, that thing weighs nothing.
The whole package is 5 with the bottle.
Oh my god.
It's got a release valve, quick disconnect hose, stuff like that. So
Very thought out.
as soon as we're just having regulator problems, I don't want to build a regulator. I
Yeah.
just want to buy it, but a really good regulator costs $100 and something bucks, and people today in the market don't really want to spend a lot of money on everything. They want nice stuff, so I'm trying to do it where it's a little less.
Keep it budget orientated, but
yeah,
a nice
yeah,
part at the same time.
Yeah, less expensive.
Yeah.
Like I said, motor plates for Ford, Chevy, we sell a lot of LS motor plates to 2 alternators to stuff like that. We built That way everybody's got their own. Here's mainly LS here behind you. So that's like a 6 rib and 8 rib LS stuff.
Yep.
Idler pulleys to, you know, power steering pulleys to, you know, stuff like that. So it's
all the little accessories that make everything work.
everything, and literally it comes with bolts and hardware and O-rings and, you know, a little paper that says here's what comes in it.
Diagram.
Here's checked off. It's all comes in a box that's ready to rock and roll. You bolt it on and go pop wheelies in your hot rod.
There you go.
Yeah, bolt kits. You know, everything
Yep.
for this kind of, you know.
Pretty much a one-stop shop.
Walking out there right now.
We have more. There is more.
This is the fun part.
Uh-oh, the fun part.
And it's all fun.
Yeah. Save this part for last.
Systems armed, not ready to arm.
Rex, come on in here. So here we have, of course, material. We got a water jet here behind you, so we can cut anything up to 9 inches thick.
Up to 9 inches thick.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you want to,
That's pretty heavy
if
duty.
you want a hub cut out, we can cut a hub out, but we don't do that. If we need a bracket, we cut a bracket out. If we need these are coil mounts. You know, you can get a little closer there. You can
Yep.
see it.
Oh, yeah.
Those are coil mounts for a motor. So anything we do, you can see this cut out here. This was LS motor plates, some other little stuff there, and then we process it in our other little toy house over here. So same
Some
thing, more
machines.
material. What got cut out of the water jet? There's LS plates that just got
There you go.
processed. So
Then they get sent off to powder coating
sent off to anodize.
or anodized. Yep,
We ain't-
anodized.
Need a pulley. We did, you know, different pulleys.
Yep.
This is two 5th axis Mazacs. So small machines make small parts really quick, really, you know, like that. Here is John. Can you watch him for me or bring him in here?
Yeah.
Please. 5th axis on a big Haas CNC.
Okay.
So it can build, if you don't know about, well, I'll show you a little bit of 5th axis stuff that makes it more common sense. Here is the world famous truggie
Oh, the truggie.
that Robbie raced last year. Finished every race in a Geiser.
Yes, he did. Robbie doesn't do that very
I don't know
often,
if
but
that
he did.
Tells, I mean, you'd think that we would get smarter here, but no. We get along pretty good with Robbie. Robbie would race a Geiser at any moment if you would give it to him.
Yep.
So, luckily he's friends with Clyde and Justin at RPM, and that's how he gets to race their trucks. But
Yep.
Truggie back 2011, 12, somewhere around there, where he won everything. This was the world's famous Truggie. Lalo Laguna raced it a little bit. Armin Schwartz raced it for a year. Robbie raced it last year. And
Any plans for it this year, or is it just
it's for sale if somebody wants a really
Okay.
good truck.
there you go? So if you guys want the truggie,
Yeah, you want the world
you
famous
can buy. How much is it for sale for? Do you know?
they would like $275.
Okay.
It has a fresh Dugan's motor, 0 miles, chassis dyno only,
Okay.
and it has 400 miles from the Baja 400 last year, where Robbie ended up, I think, 3rd or 5th or something.
Yep.
Uh,
So there you go, guys.
All we
Come
did
down
was-
here and pick this thing up and take it
Yep.
in the dirt.
you know what? Take it to the 1,000 next week.
Take it to 1,000.
It's ready.
Race truck ready for the
We
1,000.
have a in the ground here. If you get closer, this is a Superflow chassis dyno.
Chassis dyno.
So every car, before we do anything, before you even drive it up and down the street,
Yep.
we put on the chassis dyno. We run some numbers to make sure converters and motors and tunes and everything are good. If we got a new motor, we usually, the engine guys that do them fly in here, tune them, or we can tune them over the internet to make sure they're good. So
Very cool.
And then make sure they don't got no leaks. We can warm up the gears and the brakes and the tranny and the motor and the belts and the power steering before we go out, and then we can go out and hold them wide open.
Yeah, then you don't have to have a little issue as soon as you get in the dirt or something stupid.
You got a tranny leak or a power steering leak. Oh, that ruins the whole day. We can see it right here.
Yep.
So this is a really, I say, important part to winning races.
Yep.
Is this machine right here. So
very cool to have it in house.
yeah, and it's good. And what we used to do was we would finish a truck, load it up, drive to California, pretty much spend a 15 to 18 hour day. Pretty much paid for that chassis dyno for what we spent on chassis dynos and time away from the shop and time to wait and scheduling and on and on. We could do it right here, and we save the customer. Let's say if we drove to California and did the chassis dyno and wear and tear on the chase truck and tires and fuel and a hotel, sometimes we'd spend $2,000 to $3,000 to do that
easily.
We do it right here, and we're done. We're saving the universe. Is really what we're doing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Saving the roads. Keeping people away from COVID, other people. That's all over with. So plenty of tooling, plenty of equipment. We can do pretty much anything. And here's more toys.
More toys.
Another big mill with a 4th axis on it.
Okay.
Here's a big lathe. Live tooling. We can pretty much build anything really big. This builds our hubs to anything. We've built some axles and sway bars, and we can literally do almost anything on that machine. This is a smaller version of that. This has 12 tools. This has 24 tools. This has a bar feeder, so we can do like this. Let's say this little part. Now I'd like to gear up to do that. Let's say we wanted to build 500 of these. This machine can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just make parts, and it'll
just knock them out.
It'll spit them into this bucket.
Perfect. And someone just grabs them out of the bucket.
Yep, grab it, and it's pretty much just printing money.
Printing money. Yeah.
But you got to pay the guys that are feeding it.
Yep.
So I got some scrap. It's all got to be labeled so that it gets.
You get a little money back.
We get a little bit, yeah. So I was saying about a 5th axis piece. This piece, we were talking about it yesterday, would take about 7 operations in a regular mill.
Yeah.
We put this on the 5th, on the 5th, and it's 2 operations. So it spins this around, it does all this, cuts this all out, and then that's 1 op. We turn it over and we face it, deburr it.
And it's done.
It's done.
Very efficient.
Another little nice 5th axis piece. That's for a new brake bias adjuster that we built.
Okay.
We're producing a bunch of them right now, so we'll have those. Tools.
Yeah, hub tool.
Hub tools. Part for a rack and pinion on a Ford. To hubs, to diff coolers. So every year we have that's what you got to come to probably.
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
We got a pretty good Christmas party, and every year we make a little.
It's a Christmas tree.
People come down and they push the button on the machine and it spits it out.
So they get to make their own Christmas tree.
This is a snowman. You can see. So we have snowman, brake caliper mounts to.
You got to have some fun.
Like I said, yeah, that's all. We did like some anodized keychains for everybody one year. Hey, what's your name? Put it in there, plug it in, and it makes like 4 of them at once. So.
Yep.
Parts checking station.
Cool.
This is where the guys program and do some drawing, but we do all the drawings. In house. So we
Start to finish
we
in-house
think
with
about
it.
it. We draw it, and we build it. And we screw it up, and then we rebuild it. And we screw it up again, and we rebuild it, make it more better.
There you go. And then by a few times, it's perfect.
Yep. So, but yeah, one-stop shop, winning trophy trucks.
Yep.
All the excitement, and keep it all going.
Very cool. Well,
So-
thank you very much for letting me sneak in the door here. I'm glad you guys left it open there, and
Remember, I didn't let you sneak in. You just snuck in.
Well, we're gonna tell everybody that though. Yeah. I didn't think you'd be here on a weekend.
Well, and I say this, the COVID thing. I wanted to keep it down a little bit.
Yep.
We were working 4 days, so we had a meeting, and I go, okay, Monday. We pulled days out of a hat or a box, and so everybody worked 4 10s. So we're, trying to keep people broken apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Then it was like, you know what, we're going backwards. We need more work. So now we're working 5 days. So everybody works 5 days, get paid a little bit of overtime, and but I told everybody no Saturdays. Let's do our work during the week. I got family at home. I got plenty of work and toys and junk at my house that I gotta fix sometimes. So
Yeah.
So no Saturdays. So I come down here today just to fool around a little bit, grab some stuff, and lo and behold, you snuck in.
Yep.
In the middle
Well,
of that. And
I'm
my
glad.
guard dog
He didn't even bark at me.
didn't tear your leg off.
Nope.
Or nothing.
Nope.
What's that? Oh, yeah. So I bought this building, and it was full, like tenants. So I was collecting a check every month, so it was good. Then we took one of the main shop, and then the guy next to us moved out, so I moved
Took that
into
one?
that one, moved into that one, moved it. Now we're in the whole building. A cabinet shop was in. This was like a showroom, and then I have 3 girls. So what do you think it turned into? A dance studio.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that.
This turned into a dance studio, and then they took over this big 200-something kids, big 15,000 square foot dance studio,
Yep.
and so they moved everything out of here. So I had to occupy it with something.
Yeah. So put some machines in here.
So my wife, she didn't like me for a little bit, but the dance studio the roof was this high.
Yep.
And it went to right here. This was the dance part of it. And that was their little office. I said, I can't move the roof. I can't make it any bigger. I can't do nothing. Well, she come down. I have the walls torn out. I have the roof raised up. I have the post put in. I have this, a door put in. And how come you couldn't do that for me, for your kids? I'm like, I just didn't see it happening. So. But whenever I needed it, this machine wouldn't have fit in here.
Yeah. Now it fits.
Yeah, no, it fits good. Well, this
Yeah, it
one,
fits perfect.
we couldn't get this machine in here because the roof wasn't high enough, so I fixed that too.
Yep. Priorities. You got to get the machines to fit in here.
Yeah, we gotta have the machines in here to be doing something.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah.
Right on.
Handful of new parts, handful of material to build more parts, and yeah, we can keep it going. Like I said, we got a couple new things that will be out next year besides them new pre-runners. So watch for that.
I want to check out those pre-runners when those things are done.
We'll have like I said, we're working with a couple crazy things, and but we got to keep it all. We got to keep it all going. Keep winning races.
Yeah, well, you put 2 engines in a trophy truck, so if you call something crazy, then I don't know we don't know what to expect.
I can tell you the 2 newest ones will be both all-wheel drives.
Okay.
And you said how many engines? I really have to tell you, it'll have 3 in it.
3 engines. Oh wow!
If this tells you anything, it'll have 3 motors.
3 Oh, we're going electric. I have a feeling.
Okay. So
All right.
Like I said, we're not going to say anything else.
Nope, that's it for now.
There will be 3 motors in the next one.
There you go, guys. 3 motors coming in one.
Hey, thanks for
exclusive.
coming, though. Man, I really
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for showing us around here. I know everybody on here is pretty stoked to see the shop, and maybe you'll get someone to call up and buy that truck back there later today.
Let's do it. We can, if you want it, We could take it to Baja.
You can deliver it for him down there?
Well, we'll take it. You don't gotta do anything. You show up there with a lot of money.
Yep.
Well, here with a lot of money.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
do
don't
there.
wanna
That
take
might be a
that.
problem.
Yeah. And then you could be the next winner of the Baja 1000
There you go.
in that truck.
All right, let's get it done.
It's awesome. Thanks for
All right,
coming by.
thanks again, man.
Appreciate it.